While I was out of Boston, however, it appears that some people in my city lost their goddamn bloody minds. They lost their minds. So I'm sure you all know that the first alleged Boston Marathon bomber was killed in a shootout with the police. Well, now, folks, there is apparently a major controversy on where exactly he is going to be buried. Right now, the body is currently at a funeral home in Worcester. And the bomber's uncle has apparently flown in from Russia, even though the uncle is actually, he's talked about in interviews how he's ashamed and how he's really ashamed of what his nephews did. But he came to America to do the arrangements, to bury his nephew. And apparently, they cannot find a cemetery willing to take his body. Not only that, folks, but there are protesters, that's right, protesters protesting outside the funeral home. You heard me right. They are protesting outside a funeral home. The funeral director guy has had people calling his business, yelling at him, calling him un-American. They are literally protesting outside this dude's funeral home, chanting, USA, USA. The Boston Globe reports that one protester outside said, quote, I will never step foot inside that funeral home again, end quote. I'm not kidding. This person said that. They said that when they took the time to go protest outside a funeral home, but they seriously said that. They said, oh no, I am going to take my corpses elsewhere, thank you very much. This protester also said, I don't even want to live in this state if he's buried here, end quote, to which I can only say, good, please leave. Seriously, go, leave the state. I am not kidding. Please go. Please leave this state. Please leave this state. A Worcester resident has actually started raising funds to ship the body back to Russia. Way to go, Worcester. Way to go, Massachusetts residents. What the hell is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? And it's not just these idiots, jingoistic goobers on the street, right? Oh no. So the uncle wanted to bury him in Cambridge because that is where these two alleged bombers grew up and lived the last 10 years of their lives. I mean, the other brother is obviously still alive, but the city manager of Cambridge, a dude named Robert Healy, actually said, no, we will not allow him to bury the corpse in Cambridge. In a statement, the city manager of Cambridge said, quote, the families of loved ones interred in the Cambridge cemetery also deserve to have their deceased family members rest in peace, end quote. The deceased family members rest in peace? What you think? You think if they bury the body there, what? What do you think? You think the dead are gonna rise? You think the dead are gonna stir? What, you think these people are literally gonna be rolling over in their coffins? What are you thinking? It's not just the city manager for Cambridge. Oh no. Both candidates for John Kerry's vacant Senate seat have also come out against the burial. Isn't that wonderful? This is some bipartisan jingoistic stupidity here, folks. The Republican running for the seat, Gabriel Gomez, tweeted, quote, bureaucrats worried about where to bury Boston Marathon terrorist number 1. To me, it's simple. He should be buried at sea with bin Laden. End quote. Yeah, you tell him, tough guy, you tell him, bury him at sea with bin Laden, bury him at sea. My buddy, journalist Chris Ferrone actually tweeted this, and it's really funny, so I'm going to read it. My buddy Chris Ferrone tweeted, quote, I wonder if the mouth breathers who care about where the bomber gets buried stopped swimming in the ocean after bin Laden got thrown overboard. And Chris makes a good point. Really, they do. They do. Because, you gotta, let's think about this, folks. Let's think about this. If you swim in the ocean, you are technically swimming with bin Laden. You know that? If you've swallowed any ocean water since they dumped the corpse, you are literally swallowing Osama bin Laden. In fact, let's think about this. I'm going to blow your minds. The sun causes water to evaporate, and the water evaporates and it goes into the air. Dear God, we are all breathing Osama bin Laden right now. Hold your breaths so you don't breathe the terrorist. Oh no, don't hold your breath. You don't want to breathe the terrorist. So that was the Republican candidate, okay? That's the Republican candidate. Unfortunately, again, I said this is bipartisan stupidity here, folks. Democrat candidate Ed Markey is, Democratic candidate Ed Markey, Democratic candidate Ed Markey is in fact no better. Ed Markey said, quote, "I think that the people of Massachusetts have a right to say that they do not want the terrorists to be buried on the soil of Massachusetts. I think that the body should be controlled by the federal government, and it should be returned to the family of the terrorist for disposal." End quote. Yes, Ed Markey, yes. We can't possibly bury evil people on our sacred soil here in Massachusetts. Oh no. We can't bury bad, evil people here in Massachusetts, can we? I wonder. Where's the Boston Strangler buried? Oh, you know what? Hey, he's buried in Massachusetts. I can't believe, how could we bury this man who killed 13 women in the state of Massachusetts? How can we bury him in our soil? We've lost our minds, folks. We have lost our minds. We bury the dead. That is what we do as human beings. We bury the dead. We bury murderers. We bury rapists. We bury pedophiles. We've buried slave owners. We bury the bloody dead. What do you want? Should we just leave the corpse in the street? What do you want to do? Do you want to cut off his head and put it on a pike and leave it on the town border? What do you want? What the hell do you want them to do with the corpse? You sick, twisted, goober protesters, what do you want? Do you want the body? Do you want to play with it? You want to make a little marionette puppet? What, do you want to desecrate it? What do you want to do with it? You know what? You know who else we bury? We bury necrophiliacs when they die too. Maybe some of you protesters are necrophiliacs, you freaks. What are you worried about what if we bury him? Are you worried? Are you worried that the corpse is cursed and then crops won't grow because we buried him on our sacred soil? You know who else we buried in Massachusetts? The idiots who burned people because they thought they were witches. They're also buried here in our soil. They burned innocent people alive, and we managed to bury them. And I sincerely feel so bad for this funeral director guy who's just getting constantly harassed. How dare you take his corpse? You're un-American. USA. There was this interview the dude gave with the Boston Globe, and it's like this video interview, and he's so, clearly kind of stressed out because of all these monsters outside his funeral home, and he's just like, just like kind of shrugging his shoulders, like, what do you want me to do? He actually said, quote, "We take an oath to do this. Can I pick and choose? No. Can I separate the sins from the sinners? No. We are burying a dead body. That's what we do." End quote. And that's what we do. And it's not only the funeral homeowner, it's not only him, it's not only the uncle who, again, neither of these guys had anything to do with the bombing. It's not just those people who are being affected. No. Reading from the Globe, quote, "The protesters' ire was apparently misdirected this afternoon when they yelled at a family, including a man on crutches who had come to the funeral home to pick up the ashes of a loved one. Go back to Russia," one man shouted at the family, adding an expletive. The family, however, surprise, surprise, had no connection to the bomber. So seriously, way to go. Way to go, protesters. Way to go, funeral home protesters. Way to terrorize a bunch of innocent people going to a funeral home to grieve for the loss of a loved one. Way to take a page from the bloody Westboro Baptist Church. Way to take a page from the Fred Phelps God Hate Fags group, you freaks. Way to protest a funeral home. You people are sick. We bury the dead. And I hope, I really, right now, I gotta tell you this, folks, I really sincerely hope that we bury him in Massachusetts now. I really do. And I hope all you monsters keep your promise and leave this state after we do. We'll be right back.